there are times when you lose your troubled mind. Suppose there are times when you're feeling undefined. Suppose there are days when your colors turn to gray. That's when you call me and know just what to say. We go out and on the night. We jump and touch the light. We dance and we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry. Drink up the night, it's early. Keep dancing, there's a time for running right.
What's up everyone, China Cycling here, and welcome to day one footage from the Shanghai International Bike Show, presented by Windspace and Lemme wheels. In today's video, we're going to be mainly focusing on bikes and wheels that were on display on the show today. I tried to throw in a bit of everything. Some of the big brands were there, but I don't think you guys are here for that stuff, so I tried to focus more on the stuff that you may have not seen before. Anyway, settle down and prepare to feast your eyes on the hottest bikes and wheels from the Shanghai Bike Show.
Okay, and I'm here with Leo, who is the founder and the brand manager of Seka. So this brand, Seka, maybe in America, in Europe, maybe people don't know this brand. How old is this brand?
For the Seka brand, we got 5 years, but we just released the first bike in 2 years ago, the Fired. The name of the model is Fired, and we released the second model of Exit just this year. Yes, last month. Yes, yeah.
Okay, and what's the main difference between the two models?
For the first one, it's like a climbing bike, road bike, and the second one is a lightweight aero bike.
Okay, lightweight and aero.
Lightweight and aero, and for the geometry, is most like endurance bike.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
All of this specification.
Okay, so maybe the front isn't too aggressive, it's a bit more relaxed, or?
For the geometry, it's a little bit relaxed. Yes.
Okay, but the frame is still aero and still lightweight, yeah?
For the shape of the bicycle and like the handlebar and seat post is most like an aero bike.
Very good. And this one is the super light version. How heavy for the frame set?
For the frame, just the frame is 860 grams, and the handlebar is 330 grams, and seat post is 170 grams.
Very good. And I see bottom bracket looks like a T47?
Yes, T47.
Okay, I think that makes everyone very happy. Very good. And so now we've got a climbing bike, we've got an aero bike. For colors, it seems you got a choice of black or green.
Yes, we got 3 colors. So for this one is for the Exit we got 2 versions, and this one is the lightweight version. It's 860 grams, and these 2 colors is the standard version. We call it standard version. So this color we call it RDC, Racing Day Combatant. Racing Day Combatant is the lightweight version, and this is the standard.
Okay, and for the price, this is for the frame, the fork, the bar, and the seat post. Yes. We're looking at 12,990 renminbi, yeah? Yes. Which in US dollars is... I'll put it on the screen. Maybe around 1,800 US dollars. And the standard version is a bit cheaper. Yeah, the standard version, $9,990. So yeah.
Be cheaper.
Okay, and so yeah, we're not Alibaba, AliExpress frames. We're high quality Chinese frames, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Very good. Well, good luck with your brand.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Good. Okay, here we are on the Trinx booth. Trinx is another brand that you don't see a lot in the West, but you see quite a lot in Southeast Asia or what have you. They seem to have a wide range of bikes. They've got some full suspension, some hardtails. I saw a cyclocross bike, I saw an aero road bike. There seems to be a climbing bike. They've got an absolutely massive booth, a bit empty, but all the bikes, they seem to only have one color. So yeah, nice bikes as long as you like blue, I guess. Okay, so we can't have a video about the Shanghai Bike Show talking about frames and wheels without a trip to the Windspace and the Lemme stand. Of course, I first met Winspace 2 years ago at the Shanghai Bike Show, and yeah, since then I've been working with them a lot more, and now I work for them doing their marketing stuff, so I'm a bit biased. But yeah, I first met these guys. If you saw the video 2 years ago, I met them there. And yeah, since then they've gone from strength to strength. That might be me blowing my own trumpet, but we'll see. So yeah, Windspace, obviously they designed their own frames. They've got 3 main frames. You've got the T1500, which is the aero frame. You've got the T1300, which is like the all-round frame. And they've got the SLC, which we'll see in a minute, which is their climbing frame. This year also coming out with a gravel frame called the G2. Super looking forward to that. It can take like 50mm wide tires, super over the top. But these days, most people know Windspace for their wheels, obviously, the Lemme wheel brand. You've got the Hyper wheels. I did a review on those almost 2 years ago now, maybe 1.5 years ago. But since then, Hambini got his hands on a pair, and Peak Talk got his hands on a pair. YouTube's full of people reviewing the Hyper wheels, and so they've gone from strength to strength. And yeah, those guys are doing really good now. So I say those guys, I should say us guys. As I said, full disclosure, I do work for Winspace, I do work for Lemme these days. So of course, I think they're pretty good. But let's have a close look at some of their stuff. Okay, and so yeah, this is the one. This is the new frame that's coming this year, the G2. This has been in the works since before I even started working with Winspace. And obviously I've seen it going from design to prototype to testing, and yeah, I'm super stoked for it to finally be coming to market soon. This exact frame I went out and rode a few weeks ago to get super muddy for the Shanghai bike show. But yeah, basically the G2 gravel is designed to be like an all-round gravel adventure-ish bike. It's optimized for 700C by like 40 tires, but you can put a 50 on there, no problem. But yeah, super good clearance for tires. The mud clearing is also good. The chainstays are shaped so that they'll try chop any mud off the tire as it spins round. Yeah, obviously mounts everywhere for all your adventure bags. You can put any bags anywhere you want on it. The frame sits pretty light. I'm not sure on the final production model, but I think this particular one without paint was around 1,000 grams for the frame set. Can be set up fully internally. Obviously this one here, we're running Di2 GRX, and yeah, all the wires and all the cabling are going inside, which obviously on a gravel bike looks nice and clean, but this bike is not a clean bike, so hey, that might be overkill. On this particular one, I think we're using 160 rotors at the front, 160s at the back now, or 140s, but more than enough to get it stopping. You can go bigger if that's what you need. Seat post, again, 31 point whatever mil, so you can put a dropper seat post on it. And yeah, like this frame is designed to be whatever you want it to be. You can use it as a gravel bike, you can use it as a commuting bike, 700C, 650B, a threaded bottom bracket. Obviously, if you're going to be doing adventure rides or whatever and you need to maintain your bottom bracket in the middle of nowhere, it's a lot easier to pull out a threaded bottom bracket than it is a press fit. And yeah, the G2 frame. It's nice to be able to talk about a frame without asking an employee, because yeah, I've been living and breathing this frame for the past few months. So super stoked to see it finally going on sale. I think it's going to go on sale on the website in about a month or two. Again, that's waiting for me to have time to put it up. So yeah, stay tuned for this. There's going to be lots of content coming about this soon. Giant have a huge presence here at the Shanghai Bike Show. Obviously, Giant, everyone knows Giant. I don't need to introduce them too much. I don't think they've got anything new at the show here this year, but it's always a chance for them to come out. China, the mainland China, is a big market for them, so obviously they have a nice, huge presence here at the show. One of the biggest booths here as soon as you come in the door. But yeah, you all know Giant, so we don't need to go into too much depth about Giant. Okay, so here we are at the Sarva stand, the Sava, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But it's a bit of a trend this year that we've got a lot more gravel bikes going on. So Sarva seem to have a whole bunch of bikes, but especially seem to be big around folding bikes. But this gravel bike caught my attention just because this year gravel seems to be a thing. So we've got a full gravel bike built around Shimano GRX. It's got 40mm tires on it at the minute, but it looks like there's some room in there. Maybe get some 45s in there or something. But yeah, more gravel bikes, more competition, more development. It's all good. Yeah, a fairly cleanish, aero-looking gravel bike. So in my eyes, this is what Sarva are more known for, these kind of like small commuting bikes or folding bikes. This one doesn't fold, but it does look pretty cool. You've got a carbon chassis, but on the rear we've only got one seat stay, and on the front the fork only has one arm, which is a pretty cool looking design. Again, it's not the lightest, it's not the quickest, it's not the most aero thing in the world. It's built around Shimano Sora, but you know, it's a very cool looking bike. Like you'd commute on this. It looks decent. So yeah, and another possibility if you're looking for a small commuting bike. Here we are on the Flying Pigeon booth. Now Flying Pigeon is like one of China's oldest bicycles. 1936, I think, is when they were invented. The most famous, the original model, I think was called the PA02. This is the PA52. I think it's like some updated retro classic version. But yeah, this is what everyone thinks of when they think of a traditional Chinese bike. My dream bike stable definitely has one of these inside of it. I'm gonna have to see if we can talk to one of the lads about getting one of the originals in a minute. But yeah, a super interesting bike. I think anyone who likes their retro bikes, this is going to be something you're interested in. These days the brand has moved on. They're now doing some modern road bikes and carbon bikes and kids bikes, a bit of everything. But in my eyes, when you say Flying Pigeon, this is definitely what you're going to mean. And so here we are on the Keysport Sport. This one caught my eye. It's an electronic gravel bike. We've got a Bafeng motor down here. I think he just said it was a 250 watt motor, maybe bigger. But yeah, like this bike struck my eye, an e-gravel bike. Obviously some Western brands pushing them, but you don't see many Chinese brands pushing them these days. These are 40 millimeter WTB's tires at the minute. It looks like you go a little bit bigger, but not much bigger. Got SRAM Apex 1 on there with fully hydro discs. A good cassette on the back, you know, a good range, a good motor to get you out of trouble. Like, looks like quite a lot of fun. I asked the price, I think in this specification for the full build, just under $2,000. So I think, yeah, a good value for money bike. On their stand, they seem to have a whole bunch of different bikes, your usual gravel bikes, road bikes, etc. But this one in particular, yeah, caught my eye. Here we are on the Java stand. They've got quite a good selection of bikes this year, it looks like. We've got an aero disc brake, fully integrated road bike. We also have an aero gravel bike, it looks like. Apart from that, we've got a time trial bike, some folding bikes, some mountain bikes. So Java seem to have the full spectrum of bikes going on. Again, it's more mid-level stuff, it seems. But, you know, lower price to reflect it. Although this one I see they've got built up with red axis, 24 speed, so yeah, a good group set on a decent frame set, I guess. And so here we are on the Pardus stand, again another brand that was in the video 2 years ago. Pardus, they do lots of OEM work for other big brands, but they also have their own brand, which is mostly pushed in China and Southeast Asia. They have a couple of models. You've got the Robin and you've got the whatever this is. I don't know, I'm sorry. But both raced by the St. George Continental team down in Australia. This year they also seem to have some a 24-inch road bike for, they said it was for their young triathletes. I just brought my son a 24-inch road bike too, so I was a bit late to the party there. Other than that, they've got the same bikes that they had before. One new bike seems to be the Pardus Super Sport, a replacement to the Super 6. Also, again, they have a few of the track bikes on their stand used by the Chinese national team, the same as we saw over on In Color. Here we are again on the In Color stand. We have this Pardus track bike, I think used by the Chinese national team that In Color did. It's also got the Sky Pivot cranks, so if they're good enough to take track cyclist power, my tiny FTP should be no problem. Yeah, really nice color scheme on the frame, matching bars, and I saw they've also got some helmets matching their color scheme as well. So yeah, In Color are doing all your custom design and all your custom paint job needs, and yeah, a pretty nice looking track bike. And yeah, we also have a couple of time trial bikes. The time trial bikes look pretty legit actually. You got all of your boxes for whatever those triathlete people put in those boxes, I don't know. But yeah, some very nice looking time trial bikes used by provincial teams here in China. Okay, and here around the back of the Pardus booth, we have the Movement, I think it's pronounced, MVMT. It's a sub-brand of Pardus doing all their accessories. We've got some bars, some wheels, some carbon cranksets. But the thing that caught my eye is something we've seen before, is this super light saddle, so just 65 grams. I was talking to them, apparently it uses a special blend of Kevlar and carbon, something. But yeah, 65 grams with a weight limit of 120 grams. So yeah, it does feel light. And if there's no one around, I might have to stick one in my bag.
And the bike show just went on and on and on. There really are too many bikes for one video, so I'll throw the rest in another video later this week. Tune in tomorrow when we're going to be checking out some of the tech at the show. There are some you. There are some static trainers, power meters, electronically controlled mountain bike forks, wireless shifting, all that jazz. Please give this video a thumbs up to show your love for the channel. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the other videos coming out this week. I'm absolutely drained from a day of walking around and editing this beast of a video. Big props to my main man Marcus for being my cameraman on this one. I told him you guys would give this video like a gazillion likes, so make sure you spank that like button. Anyway, if there's anything I missed or anything you want to see more info on, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, China Cycling out.